Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Second in Command podcast. We used to be a Veep rewatch podcast, but now we do this. We examine the politics of cinema in cinema about politics.
Yeah, or we just watch movies with presidents and vice presidents in them.
But when you do that, it feels like it's
Cheapens it?
I don't know if it cheapens it. It just feels like maybe...
Yeah, that line is better. I agree, but
Okay.
it's not as succinct. Perhaps it goes on a little too long.
It does. Look, that's always been our problem.
My
I'm
name's
Matt
Timothy
Walsh. Simons.
Jinx.
Your name is Matt Walsh.
Yeah, and we have a special guest, Jimmy Warden, friend of ours or mine.
So you guys are still working this out.
Yeah, no, we're 4 years in.
Got it.
The top of the show is always a disaster.
Yeah.
So you went from Veep rewatch,
Mm-hmm.
and then this is second form, or
Second form.
Yeah.
Or I guess this is third form, because during the strikes, we to sort of not encourage people to go to a streaming service, we started a rewatch of our own rewatch podcast.
And we would have people back that would either be a part of that podcast, or we would force them to listen to one of our old podcasts and come on the show and talk about it.
that is a great idea.
I feel like
It's a great premise.
I think it's a great premise that I think we were glad to
Right.
let go.
It's a good bit.
It's
a
a
good
really
bit.
good bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we committed.
We committed and then when the strikes ended, we went back to it. Tell me how you guys know each other, and also what's your confidence level in us at this moment?
I'm at like an 8 with you guys.
Okay.
Wow,
Wow.
that's generous. You're a nice person.
I think you're
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're doing great too.
I'm much lower for myself. I haven't done many of these, so I'm like,
I know.
Yeah.
I know. So Jimmy is a writer, director, producer. We've collaborated on scripts, and our mutual friend Brad Morris, who we talked about outside the pod, is sort of our connection to each other. And Jimmy has a movie coming out called Borderline that he directed, and it comes out when?
March 14th.
March 14th, my sister's birthday. Is that Wednesday?
That's why we did it then.
That's so
Friday.
cool.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is cool.
Even
And your wife is the star of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a star. I guess I'm a nepo husband. Have you guys worked with your spouses before?
I have.
Yeah.
I have.
And what was your experience?
'Cause
By the way,
more-
I bought the tea.
What do you mean?
Her tea. Your wife had a tea.
Oh,
brand.
you did love it.
Yeah.
That's
The
so
matcha.
gone.
the tea was good.
The tea company Matcha. Now Matcha's my wife had a tea company, for those listening, and her and my sister had a thing called 10th Avenue Tea, and it was powdered matcha teas. And Jimmy was a legit fan and really enjoyed it. And
Actually, Sam and my wife enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I've never tried it.
okay,
But
but you were a legit
we
patron.
supported.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it didn't last because it's hard to run a business as two moms with 7 kids between them.
Right.
Annie really liked it too. My wife really liked it. And
Yeah.
there was that period of time where we got to refer to Morgan, and I really loved this. We always called her a beverage mogul. We would be like, oh, this is our friend Morgan. She's a beverage mogul. That was a good time.
You know what was good? The rooibos. And I don't usually do a rooibos tea, but the powdered rooibos tea was really good.
Again, I haven't tried it. I'm a coffee drinker.
Yeah. And
Sam's a tea drinker.
Tea drinker?
Heavy tea drinker.
she's going to age more gracefully. I think that's a kinder substance.
She already has.
Yeah.
How was your experience working with your wife? Had you guys?
Oh
worked
yeah, we're
together
getting away
before?
from it.
We met on a movie when I was an assistant 10 years ago or so. And then, so we had like work together, and then obviously just her being around, being an actor, and like everything I write, I just kind of like, what about this? What about this? I have her read shit out loud all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
And then this was just like an idea. I wrote it right after another movie, and I was like, I'll trying to do something contained that maybe I could possibly direct, but not saying that yet. And she wanted to do it, so it was kind of perfect. Or maybe she felt guilty. but I'll tell you, I mean, like, she is, there's like a confidence that comes when you have the support of number one on the call sheet.
Yeah.
So like that was really helpful. So it's like you're walking in a set. I've never directed a movie before, and it's just like, oh, if she's listening, then I guess we can do it too.
Yeah.
And literally, I'm like, you probably shouldn't be listening to me. But
I don't know what I'm doing.
Did you ever lean in and just be like, "Hey, honey, the fuck do I do here?"
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with her, I mean, it's great because there were just, it wasn't really directing. It was like, do that. There's a scene where she's, super annoyed with another person, and it's just like, do the thing, and then she's like, oh yeah. When I like leave the towel on the floor or whatever that is, and she's like, yeah, I got it.
Oh, you had a shorthand?
Yeah. So it's
That's
just
good.
So that was super easy, and also she's great. So I did have to watch her kiss somebody else, which was fun for me. Spice it up.
You're
a little
cucked.
bit.
You're a cuck.
I cucked myself. I wrote it in after she was like, "I'm doing it." I'm like, "Okay." Now
That's funny.
How did you get your start? Like, what?
Wait, I want to ask, what's the premise of the movie?
Oh, yeah.
I want to unpack
the
that story.
premise of the movie is Ray Nicholson plays a obsessed fan in the 90s of a pop star, and he breaks out of a institution and invades her home on the night that he truly believes it's his wedding night.
Mm-hmm.
So like he kind of manipulate and enlists the help of different people to play different parts in the wedding. So there's a little flower girl, but then his two friends get involved, and it kind of goes off the rails from there.
So it's an obsession involving a home invasion sort of situation. Is that?
And
I
it's
don't
a
want to give away
comedy.
too much. And it's a comedy.
Yeah.
Okay. This is good practice for you because we're a low stakes podcast.
Yeah, I should have started. It's a comedy thriller.
Comedy thriller.
Cool.
Good.
Is that good enough?
Yeah, no, you're doing great.
It's great. You're
But it's just like
you are enough. Let's start there,
Yeah,
Jimmy.
you're
You're
enough.
enough. You're a big get for this show. So
You're
you're enough.
I'm wondering about podcasts and how I'm gonna what is my personality on podcasts? Because there is like
I'll give you some advice.
I listen to Marin, right?
Okay. Don't be him.
And I can't do and I know the guests that just sit and just have a conversation and they're so relaxed. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can never do that.
Yeah.
I
Well,
have to be.
If you want to like workshop some personalities while you're
Yeah.
here, try it out.
You're
All
a
right, I'll
director. You're a director, so the burden to be super entertaining is less. So you can relax about that. And yeah, posture wise. Also, get a few talking points and don't be embarrassed to say them in every interview. Like, don't feel like when somebody gives you a question, don't feel like, oh, I got to take this seriously. Go to your talking points.
Right.
Don't feel the burden to do anything but get out the things that you know work.
Okay.
And it's okay to be shorter, I think. Is that bad advice? I think it's.
Well, I mean, we don't take that advice. All of our podcasts are fucking way too long.
But him on the interview circuit, I'm
Yeah.
saying, as a director, don't feel. Because I think people get in trouble when they feel the need to fulfill too much and fill too much space.
Yeah.
I think have your things that you know are going to work and hit them and then see how it goes,
All right. Well, we'll see. This will be the first test.
And
How
I think
would
you can
you-
mine a lot of comedy out of, for example, telling your wife, do the thing when I leave the towel. Like, that's good. America's going to like that. So
Right.
pull more
America.
into that. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
that's relatable, and that's a great way into the story. It's like it's a dream because I can go. Remember that time I pissed you off, and I literally thought you were going to kill me. Whatever.
Right. Right.
Do that.
Okay. All right. You fixed me.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
I think
Yep.
that the personality that you have so far is great. You have an easy confidence about you.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
And you're young.
I worked hard on it.
You're young Hollywood. Like, you're achieving more. You've only directed one movie. I thought it was two. I apologize. I'm
sorry.
putting pressure on
We
you.
could say it's too.
You could, and just say it hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
And you're not here to talk about
For-
that one.
we this was before we were rolling. Walsh was like, "You've directed 2 movies," and you were like, "No, I've only directed 1." And it was as if Walsh was like, "You're wrong. I don't believe you." He just
With such confidence
with
that I
such-
had to start thinking. I'm like, wait, have I done
Have
a
I-
second movie?
Yeah. You're
No.
just very accomplished for a young you're young Hollywood is what I would say. He's like the next gen.
So you chose the movie Wag the Dog.
Yes.
Came out in 1997, directed by Barry Levinson.
And thank you, because I would have never revisited this movie. It's good.
Oh, it's great.
It's really
Yeah.
funny. I didn't remember it being this funny.
It is
It's very funny.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you choose this one?
Well, Walsh sent me a list of your list.
Yeah.
And it was between Wag the Dog and like 2 G.I. Joe movies. So I was like, I guess
You could have gone off list.
No. I think that I think there are obvious parallels to what's going on. And
Yeah.
there was that idea that this is, I mean, I was also reading some reviews of the time. And it was kind of like, this is a farce, right? It's satire. And then I think slowly we start to see, like, coming from maybe a month after this movie was released, that it was like, oh, maybe this is happening now with like Clinton and Lewinsky and bombing Iraq. And then it just, and like what we, I guess after 9/11 with like country singers and like Toby Keith and like that kind of like American boys, whatever that is like you kind of in the back of your head you're like, wait, is this actually a Wag the Dog sort of situation? And then most recently, I guess with conspiracy theories being so prevalent and like, you know, I don't believe that Trump kind of like for his that assassination attempt, I don't believe that, you know, he was there was like any sort of conspiracy.
Yeah.
But you do look at the timing and you're like, okay, Kamala Harris has all this momentum, and you're like, well, it would be kind of perfect to have an assassination attempt. And then you think,
and he did come from the pro wrestling world,
right?
Trump, so he knows how to do an injury and take a hit.
And you just have all these people like fast forwarding and rewinding and slow moing that video, and they're like, well, why wasn't this guy seen on the roof, and like all that sort of stuff. And then you're like, there's no way that they're that organized to pull something like that off.
Yeah.
And then the other reason was, I was kind of like, I'm surprised that you haven't revisited it or either of you haven't revisited it recently, because it does feel sort of Iannuccian in vibe.
Yeah.
You know,
like, it feels like it could be a Veep episode.
Yeah. All right. So if you like what you're listening to, guys, guess what?
you can find the rest of it on Patreon. All you got to do is you go to patreon.com/second in command and subscribe for $5 a month, and you have access to the entire Veep Rewatch catalog, which you cannot get anywhere else, and
lots of bonus content.
And you
the
will
rest
have
of this episode,
the rest
frankly.
of this episode that you were enjoying. So we'll see you over there, patreon.com/second in command. And here's one other thing: if you sign up on your mobile browser or on desktop, you will avoid a 30% upcharge from Apple. So if you want to pay Apple more money to get the same content, you absolutely can. After you sign up on your mobile web browser or your desktop, you can then use the app and you won't get that 30% upcharge. Just letting you know.
I think I understand what you mean.